By the way, this movie coming up is only in theaters on November 10th. It is called It's a Wonderful Life, obviously because the moniker is a takeoff on the Frank Capra classic It's a Wonderful Life, headlined by Jimmy Stewart. Right, yeah, like Eric's like...
I thought it was from the porno It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh, okay, very good. Okay. You're humoring me again, Eric. I love that. But this is directed by Tyler McIntyre, the director behind Tragedy Girl. So I was really interested to see if this movie worked. I don't know about you, Eric or Bruce. I really loved Tragedy. Okay, so you're shaking your head. Tragedy Girl. Both Bruce and Eric loved it. I loved it as well. Does It's a Wonderful Life reach those levels? I mean, it's hard because I really love Tragedy Girl, so it does not. But I think this movie stands on its own as a very entertaining film. It centers on this young girl named Winnie. Not too young, actually. She's like what, teenager? Winnie?
Yeah, she could be like 19 to 21, somewhere in that range. I think
around that range. Yeah, thanks, Bruce. Yeah, so Jane Widdop, that's the actress. She plays Winnie, and she saves the town from a serial killer, a masked serial killer with a white mask. And you're thinking, giving me some Wes Craven Scream vibes, right? But one year she saves some people. Someone gets killed. I'm not going to spoil it, even though you see in the trailer who gets killed. Someone gets killed. It causes Winnie trauma. A year later, she's still considered a hero because of what she did by killing that killer. But her family is acting like everything is okay. It's not like they're ignoring her, but they're just trying to move on with their lives. Her father's played by Joel McHale. Everyone is just sort of into living the small town. They live in a really beautiful, idyllic small town. And it seems that the tragedy from a year before hasn't really even been processed by anyone in town except her. So one night she wishes that she would pretty much had never been born and whatnot. And you pretty much see what happens, all of the plot machinations. She gets sort of, I'm not going to say who's her guardian angel, but she eventually sees that the town, when she starts to sort of socialize with other people or try to talk to other people, they don't know who she is. And the rest of the movie has her trying to go back into her real existence. Because if she does not exist, that serial killer actually, whether he or she is a serial killer, that person continues to wreak havoc on the town. Okay, so life in this small town is really not as good without her. And it's sort of like It's a Wonderful Life with slasher vibes. Let's see if it works. Eric, you didn't see it, right? You didn't get to... I don't know if you'll enjoy this movie. Bruce, is this
I started watching. I got like 15 minutes. I'll watch the rest of it tonight, but digging it so far. Justin Long was like, that guy looks like Justin Long. Oh, that is Justin Long. All right. But I haven't really watched enough to make heads or tails of it yet.
Yeah, very good, Eric. And yeah, Justin Long is the corrupt, mayor or politician. He's a sort of the Potter of the town, right? He wants
the
to turn
local a-hole.
Yeah, exactly. He wants to turn the town into his own Pottersville, right? Bruce, your thoughts on It's a Wonderful Life?
Well, I don't know if there's becoming a weird subgenre now, but this Hallmark Christmas movie, but the horror version of it kind of sort of they still kind of have the light flavor, but they also have a little bit of horror going on. Thinking back a couple years ago, we had Satan's Little Helper, which is also pretty good one. Or not, is it Satan's Little Helper? Wait, no. Letters to Satan Claus, I think is what it was, because the girl writes the letter to Santa, but she accidentally writes it to Satan, so then a whole thing goes wrong. Anyway, that one's pretty fun too. I had a lot of fun with this, honestly. I did not expect to. And it starts out, like you said, like generic slasher, but then the slasher issue is resolved in 7-8 minutes or something of this movie, right? She kills the slasher. First of all, I like that beginning because you have all the slasher tropes. I started noticing right away, like, this slasher's not very good. They're kind of clumsy, and then immediately they get killed. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool. And then I really started warming up to it when she makes her wish, she doesn't exist anymore, and now she's in this town, this alternate reality of the town where she never existed. The killer is still running amok. It's a year later, or this new reality. And I love how everything's just really gone to hell. Like the idyllic town, like, everything's boarded up. People are just literally smoking crack and stuff. And people have just kind of gone off the deep end. Not giving away any huge things, but in the first act where she was in the old reality, there was kind of a weirdo, nerdy girl that liked her, wanted to talk to her, and just got shunned aside by her, just like everyone else shunned this weird girl aside. And then in the new reality, she has to team up with the weirdo girl. And that kind of relationship, as it went through the whole movie, really, I think, added a lot of charm to it. I think if it had been just her, it would have been pretty good. But having this kind of team up and this kind of back and forth between them, it kind of became this buddy slasher comedy Christmas movie, and I really ended up enjoying it quite a bit.
Yeah, I liked it. I think I was surprised, Bruce, because I felt when you said the fusion of the Hallmark and the slasher, I just thought you were going to pan the living, you know what, out of this movie. And you
Maybe I was in a good mood.
I think you ended up liking it maybe a tinge more. I enjoyed it. To me, it was a straight down the line, entertaining film. I love the Capra-esque construct, and I agree pretty much on every single note. I just feel like maybe I didn't love it as much as you did, but I still enjoyed it. So for me, it's just a 3.5 out of 5. Solid recommend to check it out, especially if you are a fan of Tragedy Girls and if you're a fan of that fusion of that sort of light Hallmarky take with a little bit of a slasher vibe. I think it's an interesting fusion. But yeah, 3.5 out of 5 for me. What is your rating, Bruce?
I'm still 3.5 on this one too.
Okay,
I
cool.
think it's solid, but I mean, if I'm going to go see a horror movie, or probably even a horror Christmas movie, this may not be exactly where I go. But if I'm in the mood for kind of a light, fun Christmas movie that has just a little bit of slasher in it as well, this is probably where I'm going. And if I want a little bit of zombies, then I'll go to Anna and the Apocalypse, you know, that kind of thing.
Right. And I still have yet to see Anna and the Apocalypse. Eric, is that a great movie, Anna and the Apocalypse? Would you highly recommend that as well from your recollection?
I don't know if I saw that.
Oh, maybe you haven't. I think that sounds like an Eric Holmes movie, right, Bruce? Maybe, possibly.
Maybe. It's also a musical, so I don't know if that would throw him off.
Oh, yeah. I definitely didn't see it then.
You definitely didn't see it. One movie. Oh, by the way, so as far as It's a Wonderful Knife, that's only out in theaters on Friday, November 10th.